Honey is our 5-year-old mare from the South Steens herd management area in Oregon. We chose Honey because of her build, solid bone, height, and her seemingly intelligent, goofy personality. What we didn't know at the time was how stunning she would be once she lost her winter coat. While Honey really is intelligent and does have a fun personality, she also has far more fear than we ever anticipated. Now, it's completely normal for a Mustang to be afraid. After all, everything is new to them. Most have never been handled beyond being rounded up, vaccinated, freeze branded, given a neck tag, wormer, maybe having their hooves trimmed in a tilting chute, and then moved from one pen to another at the facility. Otherwise, they are completely untouched. So naturally, they are guarded and scared of human touch until you show them you're not going to hurt them. But Honey's fear goes beyond what we would consider normal. She has a level of head shyness that I have only seen one other time in my life, and that was with another Mustang that had been severely abused before ending up at a rescue I worked at years ago. Other than that horse, I have never worked with another horse this terrified about its face until Honey. Now, to be very clear, I am not saying I think anyone did anything to Honey, and I absolutely do not think anyone at the facility abused her. As crazy as it sounds, this level of fear could simply be how she naturally is. Some horses are just wired differently. Still, after talking with several experienced Mustang trainers about Honey, no one I have spoken to has dealt with a horse quite like her. One that is this terrified and has absolutely no curiosity towards humans whatsoever. She is different, and she is difficult. That is exactly why I want to document her journey. I have searched for videos about horses like Honey, and I really haven't found much out there. So I'm hoping that by sharing the struggles and progress with her, maybe someday this series can help someone else who ends up with a particularly challenging Mustang. I'm sure there are ways someone with different skills could get through to her much quicker than what I'm doing. Roping her from another horse may absolutely speed things up, but I don't currently have the skills or the right equine for that. And honestly, with the amount of fear Honey has, I would not be surprised if that level of pressure caused her to try to jump out of the corral. We have gone back and forth on bringing in someone with those skills, and we still may in the future. But there is also the possibility that too much pressure could set Honey back even further. So for now, I'm choosing to take a slower approach. I'm trying to keep her progressing without pushing her so far that she panics, tries to go through the panels, gets defensive, hurts me, or completely freezes up mentally and shuts down. There is also the option of hauling her to a facility and running her through the chute so we can get a halter on her. We may still choose to do that eventually. It would definitely be stressful for her, and realistically, once a halter is on, it would probably need to stay on for a long while because of how head shy she still is. And I really don't love the idea of leaving a halter on if it can be avoided. Nor do I want to put her through that level of stress unless I truly feel it's necessary. One of the biggest concerns right now is getting her neck tag removed, and eventually her feet will need to be trimmed. Her hooves were extremely long when she arrived from the facility. Hauling her in would allow us to use a tilting chute to safely trim her feet, remove the tag, and potentially put a halter and a dragline on her if needed. But again, all of that comes with a tremendous amount of stress for Honey. One positive thing is that we have been treating her for ulcers, and this girl really started putting on weight. At this point, she is actually beginning to enjoy touch again. I really do think she may have had digestive discomfort going on for a while, and it's possible that touch was physically uncomfortable or even painful for her during that time. One thing that is new is that we have put a smaller corral up inside Honey's larger pen. This allows me to be much better with my timing, and I can do a better job helping her through stress with a stick and string while releasing at the right moment. The other pen was simply too large for a horse like Honey. For the first little while, we just focused on the same groundwork we had already been doing, only now in the smaller space, which was honestly pretty scary for her at first. Once she started feeling okay with that, we introduced a lunge whip to begin getting her more comfortable with the stick and string. We are only using the whip as an extension of my arm and as a tool to help desensitize her. It's not being used to chase or scare her. With a horse like Honey, everything has to be broken down into very small steps. And a huge part of this process is simply helping her learn how to work through stress without immediately going into panic mode. The main thing is I want to focus that Honey is still in a good frame of mind. I don't want to push her so far that she panics. I also don't want to push her to the point where she shuts down and freezes up. So I want to look for signs that even when she's scared, she is still mentally with me. Is she blinking softly? Is she licking and chewing? Is she able to still be present in the moment? If she were to go into a totally frozen state where she's not blinking, then I know that I've pushed her too far and I've crossed over to the point where she's just shut down. When we first started reintroducing touch, Honey was extremely afraid. You can really see how big her reactions are anytime the string gets up near her head. She is absolutely terrified of it. So I've been doing my best to work around her thresholds and slowly build her confidence without pushing her so far that she goes into full panic mode. With Honey, it feels like there is a very fine line between progress and overwhelming her. So I'm trying really hard to stay aware of that and keep these sessions productive instead of traumatic. If you want to watch the full uncut versions of these sessions, we have uploaded all the footage over on the membership page in case anyone is interested in seeing the entire process from start to finish. At very first, with the stick and string, Honey was pretty darn terrified. Even though I did my best not to get it up too high to where she really would panic, every once in a while she would turn into the string or back up to where it would position the string up near her ears and really freak her out.
Nice job.
When that would happen, I would just go with her and start over again.
Good job. She really does really pretty good with this rope around her butt. It's just up here freaks her out, especially on this side for whatever reason. There you go. There we go. That was a nice stop. Yeah, that was a nice stop. Good job. Good job. So I hate it up there. I hate it up there so much. Oh, yeah, you had it over your end. There we go. Good job. Good job. Way to go. Yes, good girl. Way to go. Good job. I'm glad she has that baseline of body language though before we started doing this, so she's not just, I can kind of stop her and turn her and she's not just running around crazy. Yes, good job. That's good. Good girl. Yes. A kick down there. I know, what in the heck? Oh, nice job. Yeah, we'll start working on your feet before we ever get a halter on you. How about that? Why not?
At first, Honey was absolutely terrified to have any part of her body touched with the stick and string. But by far the touchiest areas were on top of her neck, near her ears and face, which are also the two main areas I need to touch in order to eventually get a halter on her and remove the neck tag. While she has allowed me to mess with the neck tag here and there, she still can't tolerate it long enough for me to untie the knot and safely remove it, nor can I safely cut it off of her right now. I also do not know whether there is any pain going on in Honey's pole area, But there really is no safe way to do any sort of physical checkup on her unless we were to tranquilize her like you would a wild animal. So at this point, there's not much we can do on that front until she develops more trust and connection with humans. This process with Honey is a very slow one. We originally intended to show her progress weekly, but the reality is the progress is often so minimal that it doesn't really make sense to force updates. For Honey, each step forward is absolutely huge, but from an outside perspective, it can look very small and not all that entertaining. There is also the possibility that I fail with this horse and never fully gentle her. We are not at that point yet, but eventually we do have to decide when our time may be better spent helping other Mustangs that truly want to connect with people. If it ever comes to that, we will look for a sanctuary or experienced home where Honey could simply live peacefully as a wild Mustang with people who have the facilities and experience to safely care for horses like her if they were ever injured or needed treatment. But we're not giving up on her yet. And long before making any major decisions like that, we would seek help outside first. We actually had another YouTuber comment that people work with horses like this all the time. They just don't show the process. Maybe that's true. But after talking with experienced Mustang trainers, I do have my doubts about how common a horse quite like Honey really is. And honestly, if someone does have a horse like her, I can understand why they might not choose to document it. It's slow, it's disheartening, and it may ultimately fail. But ego has no place in horsemanship. Horses and mules will humble you in a second. Even if I fail, even if I have to read negative comments because this process is taking a long time, I still want to show it. We do not try to make our lives look perfect online. We show when things go well, but we also show when they do not. Some Mustangs come around quickly. Others, like Honey, just don't. And it's not for a lack of trying or wanting to do better for them. Some horses are simply harder than others. And that's okay. It's okay if your journey takes longer than someone else's. It is okay if your horse does not progress as quickly as another horse on the internet. Every horse is different. There is a very good chance our next Mustangs will be easier than Honey. Honestly, I do not think there is much possibility that they could be any harder than her. But these difficult horses push your abilities. They force you to learn, and if you allow them to, they can teach you a tremendous amount. Even if I never fully turn Honey into a domesticated horse, the lessons and skills she is teaching me right now will help countless more Mustangs we work with in the future. And that alone is worth a lot.
Good. Ready? I'm gonna move it. She says no. I don't really like it. Good girl. Yes, nice. Go that way. Good girl. There you go. Good girl. Very nice. Good girl. You're okay. Yeah. Good girl. There, that was good. Good job. Just so much emotions coming out.
If someone adopted her for their first Mustang, they would never give Mustangs a chance ever.
Yeah. That's like, I'm not gonna name names, but that's like a friend of a friend's who adopted that one as her first Mustang, and my friend was like, this horse's. She was pretty aggressive too. Like so Honey, if you wanna show like in the bucket, that might look kinda cool. mixed.
Magic potion.
Magic potion.
You want dapples? Do this.
Want dapples? Do this. Want healthy gut? Do this. Want happy Mustang? Do this. She's fat and sassy, so. Yeah. Yeah, let's turn this way. Good girl. You get scratches, which feel so nice. Yes. Oh, there's just the itchiest spot. Oh my goodness. Her little lip. Can you see her little lip from there? I wonder if we can get her to move over. Can we move over here? Good girl. Nice job. Nice job. She's like, ah, scary. Good job. All right, we're all done. Nice job, sweetie. Have a good night. We'll bring you some alfalfa here, and then you can just eat in peace. We're here with Honey Bunny. Yes. She's doing good. So we started working with the lunge whip. Just doing some touches. Good girl. Pretty much all over her body now. She's definitely becoming less reactive. Huh. On the honey scale, she's becoming less reactive. So I've been working on touching down her legs. Good girl. Nice job, sis. Working on touching the front of her chest, which can be a very sensitive area. And down on her front legs. Good girl. Yes, good job. Good girl. You're just so good. Overall, I feel like she's way more relaxed. Started working actually just last night on touching on the back, good girl, of her front legs. And then also on her belly. Good girl. Ooh, she says, oh, I'm a little shy about that. It's okay. So I can see it. Good girl. And then the main scary thing for her, good girl, is then touching, well, mostly above her neck is what's scariest for her, but we've been working on touching on her chest and then up under her jaw. That's pretty scary. Good girl. Touching her neck tag. So I just hang out until she can kind of just chill. Good girl. Yes, you're so brave. Nice job. Honey is really pretty good about her, all of her body parts other than her neck and her head. That is where. So I'm just kind of bumping her neck tag back and forth, trying to get to where I can eventually get that neck tag off. So I'll just touch her there. Good girl. Just go back so she can kind of relax. Good girl. Kind of mess with that. Good girl. She kind of bobbed her head into the whip and spooked herself. Good girl. Nice. That was so good. So I've also been letting the whip down, and then I can use the string and work on things like tossing it over her back, which she is still a little bit touchy about, but good girl. Nice. But she's doing way better with it. Work on just kind of having that drape over her. But, and I think it's more the like throwing motion of this whip than even necessarily the string, especially up by her head. That is really upsetting to her. Good girl. And see, she really tries to block it there. Kind of turning her butt towards it. Good girl. Yeah. What's that guy doing? Good girl. Hi. Yeah, you're so good. You're good. Good girl. What a good girl. You just are a good girl. And then we've been working on, mainly it's her head shyness. So like lifting this up, you can see how head shy she is. So I'm not even touching it to her face, but just lifting this string up. She gets pretty bothered around her head. She kind of thinks it's gonna hit her head. So just lift this up. Good. And then I'll just pet down her neck, back away from her head, give her a break. She did good there. Good girl. Good girl. Yes. You're so good. I'm just going to toss it around her back end. Good girl. And I'm just lightly tossing this. See if I can get it to wrap around her legs. Good girl. Pull that off. Nice, sweetie. And she's very worried about it, but she is now to the point where she is handling it. She's tolerating it. Good girl. Good girl. Yes. She's still a little touchy about the string being around her front feet. Good girl. Jason had the sprinkler on last night right outside of Honey's pen, and it must have got stuck in the middle of the night and was just spraying straight into our corral. So her little pen today is quite flooded. Huh. Last time it was, he left the hose on. This time it was the sprinkler. Yes, good girl. I know. So I'll kind of drape it over, come back up. Good girl. Been working on not pushing her butt into me. I don't want her to feel trapped. So sometimes I have her just kind of walk out of it. She can just kind of deal with this string on her while she's moving her feet. Because I want her to know she can go forward if she needs to. She doesn't have to just turn it into me. Good girl. So I'm going to touch up on her neck, but you can see how touchy she is with a stick and string being up there. So that's kind of a prerequisite to getting the halter on in my mind, is just getting her okay with a stick and string being like draped over back behind her ears and around on her face. So she is not ready for that yet. Good girl. And she's interesting. She's been doing this a lot more too. I don't feel like it's at all any defensive behavior. She's just kind of like curious. So she's been offering to come like stand next to me. Good girl. Yeah. Which is nice. It's very nice. Yeah, good girl. She's just very scared. She's just a very scared girl. All right, we're gonna go on the other side. Nice change, thank you. Good girl. We're just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna touch down her leg. This leg, she gets a little bit more touchy than the other side, but she's still doing really good, not kicking. At first she would kick around a little bit, but she's getting better at not kicking. Good girl. So while she has this major head shy issue, we'll just keep working on all of her other body parts and just getting her comfortable with being touched just all over elsewhere. We'll just kind of slowly work into where she's really touchy. So about in there, my lunge line is, or my lunge whip is kind of sawing against that tag, so it's kind of making like a vibrating feeling, which I'm doing on purpose, just to get her okay. So hopefully someday I can get that neck tag off. So good girl. Not gonna push her too far, but she kind of got scared, so just went back and did a little more until she could kind of relax a little bit. Good girl. And this right side was really, really challenging for her to have people on. So she has gotten a lot better. We've been trying to do the same thing on the right as we do on her left side. Good girl. Yes, we're gonna touch down her leg on the front. Good girl. Yes. She's like, is that a snake? She's like, I'm really close to this camera guy right now. Yeah. He's getting all the good shots of you. Good girl. I'm going to touch down on the back side of her leg. You're also standing on my string right now. Good girl. I'm going to touch her belly. Nice job. She's been doing really good with me touching her belly. So, can I get you to pick your foot up? This one. Okay, can you take one step? Yep. One step. Good girl. There you go. Nice job. Good job. One step. Do you feel so trapped by the camera guy? This guy's here right now. Hi. Good girl. She used to do that, but it was because she was trying to like block me from her right side, and now she kind of squares up to me, so anyway. But I am going to keep working on your right, sorry. So I'm going to toss the string around her. Good girl. And it's been nicer since she's quit standing just like totally up against the panels to be able to toss that string over and not like clank into the panels or get it caught on the panels and not be able to like toss it all the way over her. Good girl. You're so good. Yes, you're just so good. You are doing so good, sis. Yeah. Good girl. I know. Ready? We're going to toss it over again. Yes, it's very scary. Then up by her head. So we're going to work on the same thing. I'm going to lift it up because that is really hard for her with her head shyness. Good. We're going to lift it up. We're going to let it drape down halfway up her neck, and we're just going to work down with it instead of working upwards, because that's where we've got to the point where I can now drape it halfway up her neck. Good, without her just freaking. Good girl. Do that one more time. Good girl. Yes, you can tell that bugs her. See how worried she gets? Like she's pretty worried. So we're just going to give her a second. Nice, my friend. Good girl. Till she can kind of just chill for a second. Good girl. Not trying to spook her. I'm trying to just go easy so I don't like sneak up on her. But I do want to work on getting this rope up partway up her neck. And then we'll just come down with it. Good girl. Do the same thing. Good girl. Go up her neck. Kind of let her just chill with that. Good girl. Nice. Wait till she relaxes a little bit and we'll just take it away. And then give her a minute to think about the fact that she actually didn't die. Good girl. Good girl. You didn't even die. I'm gonna get the hang of things.
One thing I do want to add is it's important to put some firm pressure on them when you're touching them with like a lunge whip or anything, so it doesn't feel like it's tickling them. So I'm pushing pretty firmly on her when I'm petting her with this lunge whip.
Good job. This is where it's nice to have a long whip, because if she were to spin, then I could get out of the way easier. I don't think she'll do that, but good job. And I can also keep holding the pressure on her a little bit as she like moves around and release in better timing with this long lunge line or lunge whip and the smaller corral. Good girl. So about where her block starts in her mane is as far up as she feels, not even comfortable, but just as far up as we can get before she's like too reactive and needs to like take off, trying to kind of like buck or even like drop her head and really just react and try to get that string off. So you can tell she doesn't like it. She's pretty nervous about it, but she will stand there and tolerate it. So just slowly keep working our way up. Good girl. You're so nice. You're just so nice. And then I also been trying to work on messing with her little dread. Don't turn your butt towards me. Don't turn your butt. Thank you. Yep, you can walk forward, but turning to me is not the right answer. Good girl. Good. So I'm just kind of like lifting her dread with the lunge line right now. Good girl. So she can kind of like see it out of the corner of her eye, like I'm like lifting her dread, which is pretty scary to her. Good girl. So as we continue, we'll just slowly work further up, probably further up under her chin. She seems to be actually a little bit better about that than up above. She can at least tolerate this. So we'll just keep working on petting her here, and then petting in front of that neck tag. Good girl. Yes, I'm going to touch the neck tag first just so she can feel it coming. She's still got worried. Go a little more. Just pet like her cheek. I know. This we just started on yesterday. Good girl. So we'll just kind of petting like under her cheek right now. Good girl. I know. You can go forward. You have a way out. Yeah, there you go. Yes, you have a way out. Your way out is not to turn your butt to me though. Good girl. You can go forward. She's like, but this thing is touching me. Good girl. I know. That was nice. So I'm just looking for her to kind of just chill. I don't want to take it away while she's being super, super reactive. Good girl. That's better. Nice. Okay, let's move you over here so we can try to get it on camera. Good girl. Right there's. All right. Should probably just back up anyway. Good girl. So we're just going to work our way up. Nice. That was really good. Let's get out of there. Give her a second. Good girl. Good girl. Go up, touch her on the chest. She doesn't like her face being touched, but we'll see if she can tolerate it. She said to touch my foot. I'm going to try to touch her on the jaw. Nice. Good girl. Yes. I don't want to make her feel trapped, but good girl. There we go. So I'm rubbing her on her little jaw right now. Nice. So that was really good. Good girl. Okay, we'll do that on the other side and then we'll switch to the curry. Good girl. Yes, I like to end it on the curry because it feels really nice. She has to deal with the string, the stick and string are just really terrifying to her. That's the scary part, and then the curry is like the reward, huh? She still has to tolerate me like touching her in weird spots, but it's like a nice reward. Yes, a very nice reward. She said, yeah, I like it a lot. The flies are way better than they were. Good girl. So, I mean, she's still definitely very worried and very nervous about all of this, but the fact that she's able to not be so darn explosive and reactive is really good. Good girl. All right, I'm going to start by touching her neck tag just so I don't sneak up on her. Oops. Let's try again. Good girl. Yeah, let's try again. I want to touch on this side of your neck tag. Oops, she says that's really tough for me. Good job. That was good. I'm going to touch you up above your neck tag. We'll give that to you and we'll try again in just a sec. No one got you. It's hot today. No one got you. All right. Yep, we just want to touch you on your little jaw. That's kind of our next step. Good girl. There you go. So we got the neck tag touched. Whoops. Sometimes there you go. There. So we're just scratching our little jaw. Nice. That's all we wanted. Good job. So it's baby steps with Honey's face because she is absolutely terrified of her face being touched. Mostly up by her ears. Someone suggested maybe she has ear mites. I don't see any like hair loss or gunkiness. There's not a lot of like head shaking. So I don't think she does. I mean, I don't know for sure. I can't really see in there, but I feel like you would see other signs that you'd be like, yeah, I think there's mites in there. All right, so once we work through all that, hi, I'm gonna stay on the same side actually. Then we come up here with her little curry comb. And then we just curry her. Helps get all that itchy hair off. It usually takes a couple times before she's like, oh my gosh, yeah, that feels good. Good job, sweetie. Nice job. Else over there. Good girl. Well, yeah, my hand's gonna come up there with it. Yeah. Good girl. I kind of, like, this pole is not as rigid as I need it to be, so I gotta hold it up a little closer. And we just work back towards her hip, getting her used to being touched back there. Yeah. She doesn't necessarily enjoy it, but she's tolerating it, which is nice. Good job. And again, this is the side she was super, super touchy on. Good girl. So she's still a little more touchy on this side for sure. Good girl. But the approach is going way better. See how far up on your neck until it's like too scary. That's pretty good. I'm gonna even just stop there because that's really good. So look, halfway up on her neck with this thing. When there's not a string involved, she's a little bit better about it. Good girl. And we've also been rubbing her on her little chest. Good girl. I'm not gonna go straight to her chest. I'm gonna test her shoulder first. And then her little chest. Oh yes. She got lots of itches right on her little neck. That's where Rooster gets itchy too. Right on her little chest. Down on her little pec here. Good job. Good job. She said, oh, something clicked. We'll see. I haven't tried to go up towards her tag yet, but we'll see if she's itchy up there. Are you itchy up there? She's like, I don't know. I'm kind of tight about it up there. Good girl. Nice, sweetie. You survived. Good girl. Yeah, you survived. All right, I'll go around to your right side now. Good girl. Yep. Nice job, sweetie. She's super itchy. Right by her little bunny. Line your way of her head. That's funny. Here, I'll move. Okay, I'm gonna move back here, okay? Good girl. Oh, she itchy. She itchy. Hey, Ronnie Pone. Her neighbor horse is over here. Everyone was worried about all the other equines leaving Honey, but really her only friend has been our neighbor's horse, who's like right on the other side of the line here, the property line, and so that's kind of her buddy. His old Rome Pone, we call him. His real name is Munch. I would guess he's in his 20s. The old roan. Good girl. She says, that's as far up as I can handle it. That's pretty scary. We're gonna hang out there for just a second and then move back down. Good girl. Yes, good job. Good girl. Nice, sweetie. We're gonna scratch your chest. Yeah. We're gonna scratch your chest a little bit. Good girl. Yep, we'll start at the shoulder. Nice, then we're gonna go to your chest. Good girl. Oh yeah. It's like a little bit more of a hard angle to actually scratch her firmly. Ready? We're gonna work our way up. Good girl. Yeah, kind of up to your necktie. Kind of mess with your mane a little. She's unsure about it, but she's doing good. Good job, sweetie. Nice job. Good girl. Yeah. If I'm holding this pole, can I come over to you? It's a little bit weird with a pole in my hand, huh? Good girl. Yes. No, you're okay. There you go. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Good girl. Very nice. Want me to get up on your withers? That's like the best spot. Yes, up on your withers. You're okay. I know I have a black pole in my hand, but it won't get you. It won't get you. Good girl. Oh my goodness, right up there. She's so itchy though. Yes. Good girl. And then up in her little mane. Sorry, my fingers got caught in your mane. Yes. Oh, I didn't mean them to, but they did. Good girl. You're so good. Oh my goodness, sweetie. Just the itchiest girl. Good girl. Yeah, good job. Good girl. You ready? One more? One more? Good girl. I do feel like her little belly is feeling better. This isn't bugging her so bad. Okay, I'm gonna try. See if I can scratch her elsewhere with my hand. Can I try your neck? Good girl. She's like, I'm kind of unsure. Good job. Back on your ribs. Oh yes, the rib cage. The rib cage is itchy. Good girl. I would like to try to scratch her with my hand on her chest, but I also don't want to get pawed down. Good girl. That's pretty good. Yeah, that feels pretty good, huh? Okay, I'll just kind of retreat back to some place where she's comfortable. Nice job. Oh, good girl. Good job, my friend. Nice job. Good girl. And we'll just call that a day. So, little baby steps with Honey. She's starting to get back to where she's enjoying the scratches again. I really think something was just irritating or uncomfortable for her for a while. She was not enjoying it. Now she's kind of back to where she's enjoying it. She's getting better with a stick and string over her back and around her feet and touching her belly and touching her legs. And her main thing really still is just being so head shy. So just slowly kind of like working on touch, closing in on that area where she's really sensitive, which is the upper part of her neck and her head. So yeah, just taking it one day at a time on her time. And I feel like overall though, she's really getting just more relaxed with us being around her. She's like less fractious all the time. Just even, you know, coming in and cleaning poop, like I can scoop poop kind of by her feet now and she just stands there. So overall, I think she's starting to figure out that humans are not trying to get her. Yeah, she says, yeah. Says these darn flies. But the flies are way better than they were. Way, way better than they were. She has like 4 on her face instead of like 20. And they were so bad. So Yeah, you drowned them all. Yeah, we hung like 6 fly traps around her corral, her big corral. And gosh, the flies have just been bad this year, but they're getting better. So, yes, good girl.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We will continue to keep you updated on Honey as we have more progress to show. If you want to watch the full uncut versions of our sessions with her, you can check those out over on our membership page. And if you want to follow along with Honey or our other Mustangs, mules, and domestic horses, don't forget to subscribe. With this new ranch lease, we have some really exciting things in the works, and we can't wait to share this next chapter with you guys.